Alright, back again, Luke here. And as you can see in front of you, this is that old 4-switch Atari. And if you guys don't remember this one, it's been quite some time. I wound up getting this from MN12 Bird. I believe he sent this out several years ago. And I had tried to plug it in and get it working, but unfortunately, because of the output on this with the RF signal, it just would not work with the Japanese television. So I put it aside, and it's been pretty much locked away for the longest time until I decided to go on eBay and pick up one of these. This little setup here is a Composite Mod that you can do for the Atari. And I'll leave a link below where I got this, but it cost about $26 or so, and pretty good as far as the shipping, and it just has a few components that need to be put in place here, and then a few parts drilled out on the back, and this thing should be good to go. So what we're going to do today is try and get this thing to output a signal and hopefully be able to play some games. Some old games that I haven't had a chance to play. Like pole position, you know, and then I'll go through and try and find the other games that I have. Unfortunately, I don't have a controller for this thing, and I haven't had one for a long time, but we'll give it a shot nonetheless, at least try and get some video out of it. So first thing we need to do is crack this thing open, so let's get on that. Alright, so once we got the old cover off here, you can see that the outside housing here for this RF box has been removed. What we're going to do is remove all of these pins here. Well, we're just going to desolder them, and this should lift out the whole RF setup, because we're going to be using these pins down here. And we'll get on that. We'll also remove the cable here, because we're not going to need this RF cable anymore. But we'll get on that, do some desoldering, and get that off. So we'll be back in a sec. Alright, so as you can see here, we've got our RF box that's all out there. You can see, kind of due to the age of this thing here, it started to pull up the old traces on there. Not such a big deal. There's still some trace left there, and that one's not really used. We'll flip over to the other side. You can see the other side here. So once again, this one here is just a regular post. That's just stationary. It's just there to hold it in place. But we'll be using a few of these points here. But before that, what we're going to have to do is we're going to also have to get at the inside here. You'll notice that there are some parts here on the side. There's some little tabs that you're going to have to twist just with a pair of needle nose pliers. There's 4 of them. And we should be able to get this top part off. The reason why we need to get this top part off is because we're going to have to tap one of the wires here off of one of these resistors on the bottom here. Before we get to that, what we're going to have to do is assemble our kit, because if you notice here, the kit comes in different pieces. It'll come with 2 resistors, and it'll come with 1 transistor, and we're going to have to solder that thing together. So try and get this thing out. Also comes with a little bit of wire here with some white sheathing on it. You can just peel the sheathing right off of it. It comes with our 3 composite connectors, left and right audio, and our video. And it comes with some 2-sided tape, double-sided tape. And our circuit board, which is very nice because everything is all printed out there. So very easy to follow the steps. Even if you're not a pro with this stuff and you don't know exactly where things go, it's got everything nicely labeled on there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and solder this up. We'll solder up the wires here. And once we get done with that, then we'll come back and start the rest of it. So be back in a few. Alright, so as you guys can see here, we've got our composite kit all set up here, and you'll notice that this is a 2.2K resistor up at the top. It just has red, and the bottom one is a 3.3K, and this one has orange, red, and gold. So those are a way to line them up there. You'll notice here, these are going to be our inputs. This is the ground, and our plus 5 volts. Then the the video is going to be the blue, and the yellow is going to be the audio. Then the outputs here are going to be, I believe the blue is video, and the red is both of your audio channels, and then black is going to be ground, which you're going to just run a ground wire all the way across all of them here. So it'll all share a common ground. The next thing we're going to need to do is plug these points in. So what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at resistor 208 here, which is this guy. It's sticking up. I don't know if I can show you here with just 1 wire. This is actually some pretty good wire. It's really strong, and I think it's NAR wire. I'm I'm not sure. But this is the resistor that we're going to be tying in our video. Then the next ones we'll be doing is number 1, 3, and 4. These are going to be our other channels. Our power here is going to be coming from there, ground, and this one will be our other channel, I think our audio channel. So we'll get that all soldered in here and give that a go. So, be back in a sec. Also, one thing that I noticed, according to this guide here, this is something that actually you can go and check once you buy the item. I think you can check it even before, but I did notice something. That was resistor 209 was actually missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pop that out and see what's going on with that. I don't know if that was just maybe a mistake or something, but in the picture it's actually missing. So I'm going to take this one out and see what happens with that. Also, once you get everything set up and done, you're going to want to change the brightness and adjust the brightness setting here by this pot over here. So let's get this thing all soldered up in there and give it a go. Be back in a sec. Alright, so we've got this guy all wired up here, and got all the wires in the correct spots over here. There's the main wire here that goes over to this resistor. I've removed this resistor 209. Like I said, I'm not sure if it does anything, but in the schematics or in the picture, it was removed. So I have that taken off. If I have to put it back on, it's not a big deal. What I've also done is, for the cover here, I didn't notice the cover on there, but what I had done is just cut a little hole here. So this is really malleable stuff. It's really flexible. So the reason why I made this is so I can have my wire stick out the side there, and I can put this cover back down. So hopefully it'll stay in place, and that should provide a little bit more protection to the rest of the circuitry there. So what I'll do now is I'll drill out the holes here in the shell. What we're gonna have to do is drill these out in the back, and once we get those all drilled out, then we'll put everything together and give it a test shot. So let's get to drilling. Alright, so as you can see, we've got our two audio channels and video in there. This is just going to be mono. It's going to be mono, and it's going to be amplified, just mono. And what I've decided to do is kind of push the video a little bit aside here. I didn't want to have the video and the two audio channels together, so I just kind of separated them a little bit. That's just personal preference here. I'm going to have to make the ground wire a little bit longer because I did that, but nonetheless, it's something that I just like to have. I like to have the video just a little bit separated from the audio channel, so if something goes fishy in the back there, it's really easy to tell, okay, that's the video and these are the two audio channels. So yeah, let's get on the soldering there and try and get this board all put back together and see what happens. So be back in a sec. Alright, so as you guys can see here, we've got this thing all wired up. Here's the ground wire that's running through all 3 points there. You have the red wire, which is running through our left and right channel, which will be the same, and the blue wire is going through our video here. So we got our little unit, which haven't mounted just in place yet. What we're going to do next here is we're going to try and pop in a cart and test some of that. So need to hook up the power here and then find some AV cables for this and turn on the old monitor and give it a shot and see how it comes out. So let's get on that and see what the results are. Alright, so we've got everything hooked up here. Just the board is laying in place. Got everything hooked up to the TV. So moment of truth here. Haven't turned it on yet, so we'll give it a shot and see what it does. See if we get anything. Okay, well, we're getting some wavy lines there. That's not so great. Let's see, does it do anything other than that? Nope. 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 Nothing. Just some wavy lines. That's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. Let's turn it off again. It's got some volume though, that's for sure. You can hear it kind of click in there. So just some wavy lines. Doesn't seem to be firing on. That's weird. Could be the voltage difference maybe in the power supply that's causing the issues here. I'm not sure. Maybe the power supply here is just not putting out enough voltage for this system. Well, you can see it kind of turn on there. Yeah, nothing really going on. I don't know what's going on with that. Might have to look into this board a little bit more. We'll see what we can do.